CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers, to CalazCon and the continued adventures of pizza. This episode is sponsored by our squad sponsor, John Kings IV. In addition, if you've been enjoying CalazCon and would like to support it, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Today, I am joined by Mark.
Hi there, I'm Mark. I'll be playing Topo, our scout. And last we saw, I have the level 3 harm full body cast because I got crushed by a mech. But I'm fine. You can find me on the internet by Googling my name, MAJCHER. All my links are on major.com. I have games I've designed on itch and all sorts of fun stuff all over the place. Happy to be here.
Perfect. Yeah, Happy New Year. That's slightly giving away the recording schedule. Anyway, I'm also joined by Cole.
Hi there, I'm Cole, aka Ice Cold Brew. You can follow me on my socials via linkter.ee/icecoldbrew. I'm also playing your lovable rookie, Dorian, who has a big gun now, and last we checked was fully stressed, exploded, full body bruised, and head hurty.
Who amongst us is not head hurty sometimes?
Head hurty all the time.
True. And I'm also joined by Alex.
Hey, I'm Alex. I'm going to be playing Laren today, as always. You can find me at First Five Review on Twitter, as well as First Five on YouTube. Yeah, none of us are really doing all that great. I picked up the Scar Haunted, and I am also exploded. So it was a bit of a time.
It was a bit of a time. But I don't know if everybody's not great. Speaking of, Jake, you're also joined by you.
Hi, yes, I'm Jake. You can find me on co-host at Jay Pritchard, and I'll be playing Azara, who's doing fine. No harm, no outstanding harm. Only 6 stress. I'm on easy street. It's great.
Yeah, +1 girlfriend.
+1 girlfriend. All good.
All good. And what's this? Whose music is that? Oh my God! I'm also joined by Brendan.
Yes, it's true. Hello, I'm Brendan McLeod. I'll be here playing the pizza legislator, Red Philodendron. He's doing pretty good. He had his jaw dissolved off pretty recently, but it got better. We'll get to him in a bit. You can find me all around the web at Sulcata. You can find the games that I make at sulcata.itch.io, and you can listen to my other show, Oathsworn, wherever you get fine podcasts.
Hell yeah. And I didn't introduce myself fully, but hey, I'm Matthew Gusdile, he, him, and I'll be GMing this crew. As everybody was gesturing, things went a little bit south last time, but it was a successful mission. And so before we get into exactly where every character is, we have some things to take care of, starting with the good stuff, which is the reward. So we still haven't done the supply roll, if you can believe it, because things went a little bit rough at the end of last time.
Do you mean good things can happen?
Yeah, good things can happen. So you all took a job last time from Tempestia. No, sorry, that wasn't Tempestia. You did a job last time. I'm getting ahead of myself. Spoilers for the future. You all did a job for another DFS squad. Your DFS squad relationship is +1, so that's a 1. And then you were targeting a tier 3 squad, so that would be 4 dice. But unfortunately for all of you, Edrian's funny trick is still active. I don't think that's the actual name for this mechanic, but it is my heart.
No, otherwise the legislature might have
done something about it?
Inquired into it or done something about it. Yeah.
So I think as Jake, as the only person who's sort of still standing right now, I think Azara probably should do this role in terms of like taking payment.
Yeah, I can do that.
So can you give me a quick 3d6, just a fortune roll as Azara Sky? Hey!
That's a 4.
Okay. That's a 4. A 4's not bad.
Hey.
So you get 4 supply points, which is, that's something. I will say you also get an additional material because not a material. Democracy, you took a 1 personnel and 1 material. So right now you are sitting on 5 personnel, 3 material. So you're actually in not a terrible spot. And then you have those 4 extra supply points, which we need to figure out now. How do y'all want to do this? Do you want to, let's see, you're at 3 and 5 right now.
Which one is needed for healing real good? That's probably the one we want.
Healing.
Yeah, we're going to need some of that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, can we just put all of it in healing?
We can
real
put
good?
all of it in personnel, for sure.
I like that plan.
Okay, so in that case, you all are going to be sitting on... And remember, you can always go and get some extra fun goodies on your own time, and there's definitely won't be any downsides to that. Okay, so you're sitting at 9 personnel, 3 material. As a reminder, you can store 4 of each at max, so you definitely need to spend down. I've already dealt with the rep and the supply points and all of that stuff. Right now, Calaz Clash thinks you're murderers, but that's probably fine.
They're not wrong.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's got it in one.
Literally our job.
They're not wrong.
Yeah, it did happen. So now we need to go through the quote-unquote free upkeep and heal harm. This would require you to spend material, and you only have 1 each, and it would only allow you to remove level 1 harm and level 1 damage. So I don't know if any of y'all want to do that, but I'm putting it out there. This is an option.
Is this also the thing that gets us our quirks back? I don't remember.
Yes, there was also
Yes.
refresh quirks depending on how many material you spent.
Between my damage and harm, I have precisely 1 damage, and it's damp on my AV.
I have the same.
That feels... I wonder where that was from.
The river. When you drop the river on Tempestia's base, just reminding the audience.
Couldn't be me. It feels like that's a good use of... Although maybe not. I don't know. What do you all think? I'm also fine just leaving it as it is. Maybe do it at the end. It's free, and then it doesn't cost a downtime action, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Sure. Just tell me who's using it. I certainly don't mind either.
I think
way.
I will use it as well.
I'm going to use it.
I might use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the 3 uses. Your material is now spent, so hopefully nobody else needed material today. The 3 of you can each roll 1 die if you have any quirks spent. I don't know if any of you do.
Dorian used some advice a lot from above. Surprisingly, some advice did not take damage.
Yeah, nuns.
Whoa,
All right, we'll go ahead and clear
hang on.
level 1.
Let's see if we can spare ourselves some material then, because if you heal Dorian, you automatically heal the level 1 away anyway, right?
No, you have to fill your healing clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go get some material. It'll be fine.
Notably, if you were going to heal anyway, right, the healing clock, as a reminder, it's been a while since we played, obviously, but the healing clock will just basically push everything down 1. So if you're going to be healing anyway, this may not be worth it.
Oh, then yeah, let's not do it then. I forgot about that.
Okay. So who's using this? Is it the 2 damp boys?
I think it's the two.
I'll be healing anyway, so if that's
Well, the repair is different than healing.
Yeah,
That's the whole
exactly.
thing.
That's right. Yeah. So I will need to repair, but I will be
Okay,
healing
so how about this? Our 2 damp boys spend 2 of the 3 material,
Yep.
Just drying the mechs out.
drying your mechs out, and we'll leave that last material as, for a rainy day.
Just gobs of old
In case
towels.
anyone else gets damp. Yeah.
Okay, phenomenal. Status and trust is done. So finally, before we can get to the fun stuff, we have the entanglement. So, weirdly, you all weren't going up against somebody you had a vendetta with, which is, I don't know how that happened. It seems fake. I don't think that's possible to do in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were on table B, because they just hate you a little bit.
Incredible.
Yeah, I know. Use your relationship with that faction, so that this would be a 1 die. Let's see. Do y'all have a relationship with the squad who hired you? I think you do. Is it any better than +1? You were being hired. By the Farm of State. Yeah, actually give me 2d6. And let's see, I think we should have Brendan as Red roll this. I think it's good for Red to enter the scene mechanically with an entanglement. How do you feel about
Red
that?
is the consequences.
Yeah, he might be.
Hey, good luck, everybody.
Good luck, have fun, everybody. Okay, so that would be a 4. A 4 on table B reads, Challengers. A squad with status 0 throws their weight around. They threaten you, a friend, an ally, or an associate. Forfeit 1 rep or 1 personnel per tier of the rival, or stand up to them and lose 1 status with them. I know what this is immediately. So what happens here is we're going to get somebody on screen we haven't before, which is the 501st Bastards Division. This is a tier 2 squad, like yourselves. This is a CalazCon squad. And what they are doing in the area around your pizzeria is they are staging a battle in the efforts of bringing Goliath's attention over to them. Like they're trying to do live action roleplay with Goliath.
Oh, boy.
Awesome.
Oh, that stops being roleplay so fast.
Is this happening, as Red is arriving?
Probably.
Great.
Oh, by the way, they're threatening you. Because they're in your parking lot. It would be bad to have Goliath's attention on you here. Especially when so many of you are not doing so hot.
Mm.
So you can forfeit either 2 rep, 2 personnel, or just lose a status with these numbskulls.
I feel like the status is the easy
Yeah, I
thing.
have no qualms about losing status with these idiots.
What's that look like? Jake, you're the only one not, who needs help to move. Is this like Jake meeting Red at the door and seeing this?
Yeah, I think it's Azara, Azara coming out of the infirmary basement and opening the door to Red and seeing these people out here and just going and just in a way that we don't see very often, just yelling at them.
You know how urban centers, it's been a while. It's been a while. Lot has happened. The world has changed. We're deep in the Jill Stein presidency.
Shut up.
But a lot of cities have rent-a-scooters that you get like an app. I think Red is arriving on one of those. You see Red has like a messenger bag and a suit and a pair of sunglasses. It is arriving, weaving back and forth between these Avis as they fight in the streets, trying to get to your door. Doesn't slow down as he approaches the front door, just jumps off. Let's the scooter ride into one of the bastards' Avis as it gets stepped on.
Does he Akira slide?
He tries to, and he eats shit.
Sorry for peeking.
He lands in the Peter Griffin death pose.
God, Red's so cool. So
What an entrance, Red.
It went different. It went different in my head. What the hell's going on out here?
I don't know.
Hey!
let me.
Hey! Waving a fist at
Yeah.
the AVs in the street. Hey!
They're
Hold on,
kids.
Red. Let me just open up a comms channel to them, and I open up a comms channel and say, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!"
Hey! Get the fuck out of here!
We have a permit. All
I
of
don't
our
give a
weapons are
shit.
pieced.
Do you know who red philodendron is? I'll sick him on you if you don't get out of here.
Give him the acid spit.
I think I saw an OVA about that guy. Oh,
Yeah, he'll kill you.
oh shit!
I'll kill you and turn you into Two-Face, you sack of shit!
Wait, I don't know that reference.
Get the hell out of here!
Okay, okay. Sorry,
Jesus Christ, Dad. Red, do you have a kid?
No, it's just one of those, just one of those days. I mean, I don't know. We could find out about a secret red kid. I wouldn't be too surprised.
Play to find out.
Anyway. So, as a reminder, this is a good introduction to the stakes. And before we get into any of the downtime scenes, I have a couple things I need to lay out to you all and to the audience so that they're aware of the sort of nonsense happening here. So, Praxian Plaza, as a reminder, has stood up, is now Goliath, this massive war machine of death. And that is a problem because, I don't know if you remember this, but your little pizzeria is in Praxian Plaza. So you chased off this one group, but there's groups all over the place. Some legitimately attempting to resist Goliath, some not. And for some, Goliath seems like it's picking fights. Like it's getting too aggressive up against somebody else in an AV and picking a fight just for the entertainment of those inside.
Mm.
And what this means mechanically is that for every downtime action you all take above ground, not in your base, you all are going to roll an additional entanglement on a new table G, which I will reveal as it becomes relevant, using that same dice pool, so using a 2d6. And there's some pretty bad stuff in here, so you probably want to avoid that. Related to that, I have two other things. Thing one, you all technically don't have quarters, and technically your base isn't hidden or secure. Now, we've been playing as though you all have quarters, and in fact, we've described them. And we've been playing as your base is, hidden, right? It's not just an obvious giant base by a pizzeria. It's underground, right? So to respect that fiction, I have a deal for you all. You all are 1 XP away from a squad upgrade. You'll almost certainly get it this time. I will let you go ahead and lock in those 2 upgrades, so a hidden fob and quarters ahead of time. And if you do that, I'll let you do downtime actions in the base without worrying about Goliath and doing downtime actions like hanging out in each other's quarters and things like that. Otherwise, if y'all want to cut loose or do any of these other downtime activities, we're going to have you leave the base to do it, and you're going to have to roll on table G. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that seems pretty fair.
Yep,
Okay.
for
So,
that.
wait, before you agree to this, I have to know. Outside of, it gets worse, what's the other option? What's option C?
The other option for these... I don't want to reveal these Goliath entanglements before we get there, because there's some fun ones. I will almost surely have to roll on one of these, at least. Especially if you go out and, collect or something.
My experience at the table is I always want to see what's behind the other door.
Oh, for sure.
Even if it means risking my life for it.
Presumably a loaded gun.
We will get there. This is not a question of if you're going to roll on this table, it's how frequently are you going to roll on this table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think behind the other door is every time we sit there trying to heal, we have to roll the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, to find out if, the base collapses around you.
Okay.
Yeah. The other deal, steepling my fingers like that old TikTok meme, is I think the 3 of you, Topo, Dorian, and Laren, are probably all laid out in the infirmary next to Split Second, who, as a reminder, is still fucked up.
Right.
They are in need of help. They have broken harm. They need to be improved to be able to be used as your doctor again. What you get is Antonia coming in. This is probably after Red is there. So maybe Red and Azara, you're around. And she sort of sighs and says, I know this isn't a good time, but the marching orders have come in. We're all going after Goliath, unsurprisingly. And we're going to be paired with Tempestia. We're going to go after the engineering center where Dr. Koppis, the genius, I suppose, behind the piloting system for Goliath, we're going to go after him. And there's one other thing. Tempestia would like to meet with you all before you sortie for this mission together. And she's made a deal. Or offered a deal. She'll have the Screech Owl run cover, distracting Goliath, keeping it off our backs for a bit. But in exchange, she wants her and her second command, Sebriel, to visit the fob. And just to explain the mechanical thing I'm offering here, and this is something you all can pick and choose in terms of if you want this or not, is I will let each of you take a downtime activity outside without knee rolling on the scary table G entanglements table. But Tempestia and Sebriel will come visit the fob in person.
Well, that sounds like a glorious mess. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think during that whole conversation, Dorian was drinking apple juice, and as soon as the name Tempestia was said, they don't do a spit take, but they just their jaw just goes slack. And so they just dripped apple juice all out of their mouth onto the bed.
You're like all wrapped up like a cartoon hospital person, like a mummy.
Yeah.
And you just drip apple juice on yourself.
Yeah.
All four of us in a row with split second, yeah.
God, that's such a...
Red puts a cheap pizza napkin on Dorian's face. Doesn't mop it up, just puts it on his face.
Tosses it at him.
Just
Incredible.
like through the napkin, just says, so the person we were going to kill is going to work with us. All we got to do is let her come. This sounds like a setup to a joke with no punchline.
I understand what you mean. Red, I don't know if you have any insights here, but Tempestia strikes me as the kind of person who wants to get a handle on the people that she's flying with.
Seems reasonable to me. It's not as though there's a whole lot more I think we're going to be doing that she could interrupt or interfere with, I think.
And also, if we're worried about them just walking in here and shooting us, wouldn't be great for them either.
Exactly.
No, we outnumber them pretty substantially. I don't think that's a concern.
Yeah,
All
fuck
right.
it.
I'll send the okay.
I mean, all due respect, we might outnumber her, but also, you got three pilots in here who are all kinds of fucked up. And then our one medic who can fix us, equally fucked up. Like, this is what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. God damn it.
I don't suppose Tempestia has a medic on hand she could bring with her.
I'm very much hoping that we can get you all fixed up before she arrives.
That would be great.
Fingers crossed.
That would be great.
Certainly ideal.
Also, Eagle Ear listeners will remember that I yelled at Sebriel, "Come find me." So this is going to happen either way.
It's all about paying attention to players' flags. Okay. So, in that case, what I'm going to say is that everybody's going to get one round of downtime actions prior to Tempestia and Sebriel's arrival. if there's nothing else in terms of questions or scenes that people want to get in beforehand, whoever has a first downtime activity, let's get into it.
Do we want to talk about why Red is here?
Sure.
Yeah, Red asks Laren for somewhere that he can sort of set up shop. You know, it doesn't need to be very big, but preferably something kind of private, away from everyone else. And Red says to the crew at large, you know, I'm obviously very, very impressed and proud of all of the work that you've done so far. I just wanted to stop in and go over the situation with each of you one-on-one. Get a sort of down low from each and every one of you about how you think everything's going and what we can do going forward. And mechanically, that means Red's going to be doing some brief one-on-ones with everyone, just to sort of take the temperature of the situation. Any idea where he gets set up?
Ooh. Honestly, we haven't really ironed out the interior of this place too much beyond our med room, which we are in frequently, our big ol' hangar, and the dormitories. I think we...
What were you using as a prison before? Was it a big fridge?
Yeah, it was like our walk-in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There is also just a briefing room. Like, we just have him set up in the briefing
room.
Well,
I think Red is very particular about, I want this to be somewhere where people can't listen in.
Sure.
Oh, that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
I honestly, from my end, I was really enjoying the image of just like, there is one booth in the pizza restaurant that no one goes here. It's just, you can't hear anyone around it. It's got it's got these like weird half curtains around it, kind of like it's supposed to go into an arcade, but you open it up, you look for the arcade. There is no arcade.
Oh, like bead curtains?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the only booth that has one of the Pizza Hut style hanging lamps. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it. That's exactly
the
it.
The ventilation there is just absolutely miserable, so it's completely hotboxed with cigar smoke.
Not even cigar smoke. It's bad pizza. It's like bad moldy cheese pizza because there's definitely a couple slices that got in between the booth.
Good.
Working in the restaurant industry is horrible.
Yeah. To be clear, these scenes won't use up a downtime activity or anything like that. It's just something I think we're going to try and intersperse.
Yep. Probably waiting until people are less fucked up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, who would like to go first?
So I don't know exactly how this is going to work, or what order you want me to do this in. But I would like to do it still needs to be a recover to help split second, right?
Yeah. Recover is going to let you treat a pilot's harm as a long-term project. Engineer for scoping. Yeah. So definitely the case, I think recover on a split second to get them up and going might be the easiest way to get everybody else up and going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine to spend my first one to do that.
Sure.
That also feels like narratively appropriate.
Totally.
Because I'm the only one standing, not in a full body cast like a cartoon.
How does Azara going about trying to fix up split second?
Honestly, I think it's a lot of asking split second, like, okay, I'm gonna walk me through how to fix you.
Please.
I only have the two. I'm so sorry.
Pathetic, but we'll have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in that case, I think that you're basically acting like, the attending nurse as Split Second does surgery on themselves.
Yeah, like Master
that's
Commander.
Totally it. Yeah. This is a real Master and Commander vibe.
Yeah.
I think this is just an engineer then.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good. Because I have one in engineer.
You do have one in engineer. You want to give me an Azara one in engineer?
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Not bad.
Interesting. So, great news. this just works because split second's a cohort. All that's going to happen here is that they're immediately going to go from broken to impaired, which would give them minus 1d in terms of the effect. But split second already has rolls 4 dice when they work to heal you. So that only brings them down to 3 dice, which is still really good.
Still is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I suspect you probably could be good with that. However, if you wanted, you could spend 2 more personnel to heal them completely.
If I spend 1 personnel, would I still have to spend...
You could roll it Yeah, so cohorts just get auto-recover. I actually didn't need you to roll at all.
No. That's fine.
It's just a player can spend a downtime action to help them recover, which heals the cohort. No. Sorry, here, Lon. During each downtime phase. So actually, no, they already are down to just weak instead of impaired. So if you just spend 1 personnel, then they're just fixed.
That seems worth it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to my brilliance, it seems that we have managed to accomplish it.
This isn't quite
Yeah.
Split Second's voice. I'm getting there. I'll get back.
Split second, what the hell happened to you?
That's what happens when you get a lot of harm. There's a real... I can't wait for all the fan cams of Azara and Split Second mastering commands.
I say we had to replace the voice modulators when we fixed them.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Split Second leans up in bed, their weird TV head, sort of grabbing that and going,
What the fuck is happening to my voice? Split Second does not appreciate this.
I'm sorry. I tried my best.
Your best is barely sufficient, but it will have to do. Thank you, Azara.
There we go. I'm getting back.
My voice is actually returning with time. This is miraculous.
Yeah, it might be one of those you just work it in, you know?
Yeah, slow start like a computer.
Exactly. Anyway, they are so hurt.
Yes, I noticed. Now I heard that you got a baggie of thumbs for me.
Oh, I did.
Get to the important things.
Hand over the bag of the thumb.
Opens the bag. The this is what I was expecting meme face, but a TV head.
Thank you very much. This will do nicely. Now it will fix everyone.
Happy to help.
So that is 1 Azara token on recover.
God, split second's so cool.
Should we just go down the line?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, I think what this is that each of the 3 of you that are not Azara just give me a 4d6 fortune roll for Split Second attempting to fix you. That's a 6. Very nice. That's 3 ticks on your healing clock. That's a... Oh my god!
Whoa!
Laren,
That's a
you
crit.
super crit. And then Topo, another 6. My god, they're
another 6.
unstoppable.
My god.
Split second knows what he's doing.
So I think some of you already had healing progress, right?
We did.
Yeah, so Topo, you have a full heal. So you get rid of that level 1 harm. That's gone. Clear out that. And then full body cast, level 3 harm, full body cast. Let's just go to half body cast.
Great.
You
Which
have 1
half?
arm and 1 leg casted.
Yeah, there we go.
You get to choose which ones.
I can work with that. Opposing ones.
Perfect.
Yep.
Left arm, right leg.
I was thinking it's like the cartoon, like pant cast instead.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm going to get back to you in a second, Laren, because of that nonsense that just got rolled. But for Dorian, you get rid of Head Hurdy.
Yay!
You actually fill up and wrap back around, so you're 2 out of 4 on your healing clock.
Oh no, mine was at 0.
Oh, it was. Okay. Just kidding.
I filled it in. So
Got it. Okay.
I think I'm still head hurdy.
You are still as screwed up as you were to begin with. Okay, so let's figure this out. So, Laren, were you at 3 out of 4?
Yes.
Okay. So this was like a super crit. A regular crit would be 5 ticks, which would get this down 2 levels. I think this just clears.
That'd be wild. I mean, I'll take it.
I mean, so the other option would be, appropriate to the scale, we could get you to level 1. Maybe that's the more honest to the fiction thing.
I think so.
So let's bring you to level 1 harm, and then half the healing tick filled. What do we think... You were exploded, as a reminder. Your target exploded through like a tooth bomb thing. What does this look like? How are you so much more healed?
That is a good question. I would say, I don't know. Does Laren get more robo parts? Because he's already got the eyes.
He does. I was wondering about that. That could explain how fast this is. But it's really up to you in terms of, I'm not going to push you to take a cybernetic.
Yeah, so there are multiple things. So for one, I do like the idea of him getting a new prosthetic after getting exploded.
Yeah.
Of some sort. And two, I also, this is one thing I had already thought of. I like the idea that in the explosion, the beard was lost.
Oh.
And now he's got to keep it. Like it with half of it like burnt off, he's got to like trim it down significantly, and it's like kind of like more of like a Xanatos situation now.
Sure. Do you want to sit on this for a second? We can wrap back around to you.
Sure.
Okay. Well, in that case, the camera leaves the infirmary with the four of you there. Red, do you? Is it you? Is it Azara? Who is it? Antonia? Who welcomes Tempestia and Sebriel?
Red views himself as a guest in this place, and so I don't think even if is like closest to the door would be so bold as to let them in. I think if they just walk inside, they probably see Red first because Red's evidently just sitting in the restaurant.
Hello, Tempestia. I have been waiting.
Step into my office.
I mean, I think that the entrance is a bit more elaborate than that, right? Because, the thing that happens first is that it's not the Noontide Squall. That would attract way too much attention. I think that Tempestia and Sebriel also come up on rent-a-scooters. But they do the Akira slide.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's the distinction. But the other thing that happens is you hear this, massive screech as the Screech Owl Mark II, rips overhead. Which is also drawing Goliath's attention away from this place.
I think Azara would answer the door, but I think I would assume Antonia would be answering the door, but I guess I can.
Yeah. Do we think that Antonia has a outfit where she's the manager of the restaurant?
100%.
Yeah.
She's got a little pizza logo on a little polo with a little visor hat.
Oh my god.
Little suspenders.
Yep.
Which she's anxiously fiddling with as you're waiting.
An apron that has flour on it, but it's just printed on. It's a camouflage but with flour.
Amazing.
Oh, that's good. She tries to dust it off even though it's printed on. Checks, looks at you. Looks at Red, looks back out the door, as through the glass of the door you can see Tempestia and Sebriel, Akira sliding through the parking lot.
They keep it sliding back and forth. Oh, damn it, that's so cool.
Fuck, they look so cool.
Damn it, I wanted to do that.
And finally, they enter. Both of them are dressed not in the military garb that you've typically seen them in this camo, right, that they're... For those of you watching can see, but in more sort of casual clothes, but casual in this case is Red's casual. So they're still wearing 3-piece suits. And Tempestia nods to Antonia and to you, Azara, and to Red. And she says, "Thank you very much for the honor you have given us of allowing us entry." Again, she's saying this in the entrance to a pizza place.
Yeah.
Red raises a cup from the fountain where he's mixing all the different flavors together.
Yeah, of course he is, yeah. And Antonia, realizing that Tempestia does not have the skills to make this look natural, says, of course, Deputy Inspector, we are glad to have you at the restaurant. There are definitely other people here, in cosplay and stuff, who are, watching this weird scene. And, just gestures to her to the back room and the secret elevator that'll bring her back down into your fob. Next round, downtime activities. Or do we feel now is a good time for a first Red scene?
Go either way. Laren, who do you think I kind of want to save Laren for last.
Sure.
Does Laren send a member of the squad in for a one-on-one?
I think what Laren would probably do, everybody's aware of the one-on-ones, right? Like, this isn't something just being, like, pushed down through Laren and he has to manage it.
I explicitly said it out loud to everyone.
Then, I think Laren just rounds everybody up and is like, hey, who wants to volunteer?
Dorian still full body cast in
Captain, I would love to. I can't move still.
I am working very hard.
Yeah, I mean,
You're doing your best.
I'll let you all fix yourselves up. I can go talk to Red.
It's appreciated, Zara.
And yeah, please split. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's a little flirty.
I mean,
Hey.
By the way, Belladonna and Bank are somewhere around as well. So probably.
Oh yeah.
How do we think you're keeping them busy? Because you have them in like protective custody.
Serving pizza.
No.
They're mixing the dough.
They're making dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a dorms that you've assigned them? Are they just like hanging out there?
Could they be doing something with the delivery team?
Sure, potentially. I mean, you brought them here because you said their lives were in danger. So they're going to be a little bit maybe reticent to do most things.
Oh, no, not like field work. I just mean like...
Oh, like hanging out.
Playing hacky
Yeah, like
sack.
the delivery team is... They're the ones actually, like keeping an eye on them and making sure that they're like secure and entertained and, yeah.
Does your pizzeria have an arcade?
Sure.
Oh, man, that's a great question.
I was going to say, I kind of want to harken back to it looks like it should, but it doesn't.
Even better, we don't have an arcade. We have one of those little, like, gambling cubbies.
That's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's got like the digital horse racing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe they did that for a while, but I don't think that would keep their attention. I think maybe they're just playing poker with the delivery.
Yeah, that's a good image.
Right?
That's a good one, yeah.
So, like, Belladonna, like, nods at you, Azara, as you, like, take the big freight elevator back up into the pizza restaurant to meet with Red.
Try not to take too much of their money.
No promises.
Red has unpacked his messenger bag, has a bunch of folders, all of which have ripped off classified do not read stickers on them. And it's personnel files. It's personnel files for everyone that's on zero accountability. And this is your downtime. This is not mine. But I think there's sort of like a sort of gesture to the fact that this is coming at an inconvenient time. Red appreciates that people are busted up, that you're gearing up for a very important situation. There's a gigantic mech that we helped reveal outside threatening to kill us all.
I think on his way to the booth, Azara grabs one of the slices of pizza that has been under a heat lamp for a really long time.
What's the flavor? What's the toppings?
Oh, it's like...
Remember, we have bad pizza.
Didn't we make up a really bad fake barbecue?
I mean, we have a good barbecue called the Smoke Shack.
Oh, that's right. Okay, this is like a bad rip-off version of
barbecue. God! You're like, wow, we really like hanging out in the Smoke Shack. What if we did that?
Yeah, and we just tried it. We're like, whoa, that's tastes like something.
That grows just like rib pizza. Awesome.
Yep. It's it's vile. It's been under the heat lamp for like probably longer than any health inspector would want it to ever be.
I know what this is because we don't want to put too much budget into the actual restaurant. That budget's got to go to the military stuff. So it's barbecue, but it's not like barbecue chicken. It's like barbecue spam.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we say it's vat grown ribs.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
It's like I worked at a restaurant in high school, and there was a Brooklyn that was near me that was not Brooklyn, New York, but the owner of the restaurant insisted that he learned how to make pizza in Brooklyn.
Yeah, of course. Great.
It just tricked people into thinking it was Brooklyn, New York. And yeah, Azara grabs a really bad slice of pizza and like a flat Dr. Pibb or something.
Phenomenal.
And yeah, strolls over to Red.
Red has 5 slices of barbecue spam, each one with several bites taken out of it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna apologize for only having the one slice, but I see. Cool. Okay.
Oh no, please! I insist. I insist. And takes the pizza out of your hands and takes a bite out of it.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I thought seeing Tempestio was going to be the best part of my day. God damn, this is good pizza.
Yeah. The best around, and like sits down.
Listen, I appreciate that I'm coming at an inconvenient time. I don't want to take up too much of your situation here. I just wanted to check in with everyone, see how everyone's doing, and basically like opens up your file and like goes over the stuff that Azara has done since CalazCon has arrived, right? When recounting the events basically of the campaign and looking back over that stuff, how does Azara feel about how Zero Accountability has done overall?
Oh, that's a great question. I think Azara's in a position right now where he's feeling very nihilistic about all of this.
Oh yeah? Does that come across?
I think definitely just kind of is like, Jesus. Sort of sees it on his face. He's like looking over all of the, the various reports and stuff, and is like, yeah, it's been, we've done a lot, but also feels like we haven't done anything, like a car that's in neutral, just sort of revving the engine, but nothing's happening.
Well, that's unfortunately pretty common in this line of work. You never really get to see a lot of the, if we're doing something, it's because something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Turns a page and pulls a photo out of the file. Did Tempestio arrive with anyone?
Yeah, with Sebriel.
Okay.
Yep.
This is an older picture of Sebriel. Sebriel back when the event first began, pre-damage repair.
Sure.
Speaking of getting cybernetics attached.
Huh.
You've butted heads with this fella a fair bit.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
And now he's downstairs walking around.
Yeah, I mean, you see what I mean? Spinning her wheels.
But
Tempestia's down there too. Wasn't she your whole, that's kind of what she was for you. Was?
Well, exactly. Depending on the day or the time, she is my mortal enemy. But knowing what I know about her, because of the battles that I've fought, because of the run-ins that I've had, I at least have the perspective to know when, and sort of look significantly at the windows outside. When there's something more important, I'm able to compartmentalize, make a tactical decision. He sort of taps his finger on the picture of Sebriel. Sky, what I'm really want to know is if, when the time comes, you're going to be able to compartmentalize. Or are you going to let this rivalry define you?
Can I ask you, how did this thing with Tempestia start? What did she do to you that made you have this rivalry with her? Or what did you do to her?
Red sits back in the booth. She pulled something not unlike her rival just now. You saw how I got in. Ass overhead. More bruises than not. And then she shows up and she's just electric. She had control of the battlefield the moment she stepped onto it. She made me look like the child that I was. She was infuriating. And I decided right then and there that I wasn't going to stop until I caught up to where she was. And, well, I don't know if I ever really got there.
Well, to answer your question, I thought that Sebriel died when we destroyed their base. Job well done. This person who has caused me so much pain is gone, and it didn't make me feel any better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of been a purpose for me for a really long time, and now I don't really know what that purpose is. So I guess long-winded way of saying it's not even compartmentalizing for me. It's what's the point of butting up against this person, you know? So yeah, as long as he doesn't try to kill me, but I don't think I even registered him. So
Well, someone pulls a knife on you. I can't blame you for pulling a gun on them.
yeah, something like that. But don't worry, Captain, Lieutenant. What is your title officially?
I believe at present I'm supposed to be addressed as legislator, but sticks in my craw every time I say it.
Well, legislator, you can count on me to keep it wrapped up, and just sort of like gives you a kind of mocking salute.
Gives you a real one back.
Good scene. Should we jump to somebody else's downtime scene, and then we can wrap back around for Jake's next one?
Yeah.
I suspect, Cole, you know what you want to do.
Heal me?
Go ahead and give me another 46, please. There we go.
Hey, there's a crit.
Let's go.
That's the crit that we
Nice.
Split second, so cool.
need.
Oh, I see. There was a small problem in terms of where I was trying to put your organs, but it's fixed now. Don't worry about it.
Did you leave a thumb in there?
TBD.
Yes.
Beyond. It's okay. Maybe one day I'll ask you for the interior thumbs.
All right.
Okay, so that's 5, plus the 3 you had before means you fill your healing clock twice, which means head hurdy is gone, full body bruise is gone, and exploded is also down to a level 1 harm. I'm going to ask you the same thing that I asked Laren, which is, what does it look like to go from a level 3 of exploded down to just a level 1 harm? Now, for you, it was like a longer surgical process.
I imagine the camera, like, unveiling this is, like, it is not Dorian really seeing it. It's everyone else seeing it. There's a clank in Dorian's step. There's just, like, a few more scratches on the face. In a similar way of Laren losing their beard, Dorian's goatee is gone. And, like, a part of the ear is shredded. But overall, they're just walking with a heavier step now, and they're not really that, like, kind of weirdly perky, forced smile, like, always, like, ready to go kid. They're grizzled, and they are, for the first time people will have seen them, wary. I want to say that's a level 1 harm, but honestly, it's still, like, everything hurts.
Yeah.
Not even that, it's just, it still hurts.
Despite everything, it still hurts.
Does this mean, are we all healed now? Did we actually do it?
Yeah, of course you did it. As I said, this was not going to be the hard part of this downtime. Trust me. The hard part's coming. Okay, so that's all good. Let's see, can we get a Topo or a Laren?
Yeah, I'll go.
Please. What's up with you?
Oh, I mean, with the talking with Red.
Oh, okay, sure. I was thinking we'd do a downtime scene.
Oh, I mean, I think I'm gonna get. Maybe I should heal up first, then talk to Red.
yeah, probably
a good idea. Yeah. So yeah, let's split second do his thing. It's 4 dice again.
Yep, their thing. Yeah, split second, 4 dice. Just
There's
2.
A 5.
So that's only getting you half of this healing clock filled. You are still on a full body cast.
Would spending
So personnel would bump it up 1 tick because that would go.
So probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's worth it. If you want it.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, what if that die was automatically a 6 and then got bumped up a tick?
Sure.
Huh.
What you got?
So I think Laren would like to spend his drive clock right now.
Whoa. Okay, hold on.
I think this is going to be a little bit of a flashback scene between him and Mem.
Okay.
Since this worked out so perfectly, and Laren was the first back on his feet, I think there's like one night when everybody else is still recovering. He like basically walks past and stares at the infirmary for a while.
Sure.
And from the inside, anyone who's awake, I guess, just hears this quiet like ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Dorian has his clank. Laren now has his ka-chunk, and he is full robo legs.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
He is not subtle at all anymore.
I'm going to have you have the level 1 harm then adjusting to new legs.
Yeah, I love that.
Nice.
So, I think there's a night where he does that, and he walks up, and without going inside, he just looks into the infirmary and stares for a while. And eventually, he just kind of quietly says, Mem, you there?
As always. Something bothering you?
I'm remembering the first time we worked together.
Yeah, you were a lot younger.
We helped a lot of people then, but we couldn't get everyone out, could we?
That's true.
Was this what it was like? Having to pick who to save, who not to?
I didn't really have the time to reflect. It was all so new.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty new for me too.
Laren, everything okay?
Yeah, I just... Look, Mem, we need them back on their feet. Want you to do everything you can to help them. Make sure they know you're the one helping them. Make sure they trust you.
I can do that, but why do they need to trust me? I mean, we're all in the same squad, right?
We are. Yeah. I want to keep it that way.
Okay, understood. Okay, so then I think that has to have been like the night before Tempestian stuff arrives.
Sure.
Just in terms of the timing of this. Because I think this is all otherwise going to occur within the same sort of few hour period. But yeah, so in that case, I think that Split Second, was working on your cast and stuff there, Topo. And I think what happens is the sort of vacuum TV head on Split Second's head turns on. I don't think you realized it was a screen before. And it's Mem on the screen who's like, no. Stop. What are you doing? That'll take way longer to heal. And she and Split Second end up going back and forth, arguing about the best way to fix you up. And in so doing, successfully fix you up.
Amazing.
Let's reduce your level 2 harm to, I think, just sore limbs. Level 1 harm, sore limbs.
Cool.
I'll take a personal good.
And then in addition to that, now that I've spent my drive clock, Laren would like to change his drive.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So, where we left Laren last time, he'd managed to explode, led his squad into a mission that got nearly all of them killed, and stressed out and got the Scarred haunted. So Laren now, currently, is, both for the first time, realizing that war is dangerous, because this is the closest he's been to it. He's usually, used to being in, space battles and stuff, where you go from extremely fine to very dead pretty much instantly with zero in between.
Sure.
So he's had his first brush with mortality. And in addition to that, there is the haunting stress of whether he is actually being a good leader and, giving out good commands. And between those two things, I think his new drive is secure a successor.
Sure.
What was his drive before?
It was to find a new member or like a new crewman for the Hummingbird, his little spaceship mech thing.
Hell yeah.
Okay, in that case, Laren, you and Zara have not gone this round of downtime actions. Do you have a new downtime action or new activity that you wanted to do to showcase that happening?
Ooh.
It's okay if you don't. We could jump to Azara and then come back to you.
We could frame this with my scene if you wanted to, because I would like to cut loose.
Sure.
How do you two cut loose?
I think I would just ask Laren, now that you're up with your cool new robot legs, and say, hey, do you want to, like, get away from gestures at, Topo and Dorian still? Again, we're kind of...
Yeah. We're cutting back and forth through time. No worries.
Yeah, but, like, do you want to get away from this for a second? I don't know. Go play cards or go make some dough or something. Feels like we're just kind of, like, waiting to do something.
Yeah, things are a bit tense with this next job coming up. I get what you mean. All right, let's do it.
What do you do?
I do kind of like the idea of the two of us
Actually, tell you
making
what.
dough.
Uh-huh.
No, I like the cards idea. I'll tell you what. Let's each invite a +1.
Okay.
Can't just have a one-on-one game of poker. Gotta have more at the table.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Who's your +1?
It's gonna be Mem.
Oh.
Just pull up like an old CRT monitor and a webcam so Mem can play cards.
Yeah.
There is an obvious rejoinder to this.
What do you mean?
I mean, invite Split Second.
Oh.
I was gonna say invite Belladonna.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna invite Belladonna.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Split's busy. Belladonna's not doing anything.
That's true. Split Second is pretty busy.
She's so bored.
Yeah. You know how fucking easy this is for me? Yeah, I'll invite Belladonna.
Do we think that there's like a rec area, or do you just have like a card table pulled up in a corner?
I think it's 100% pulled up in a corner, like in
Sure.
like a cramped bunk room, or like just on the floor of the hangar.
I was thinking just like in the floor, in the middle of like the mech bay.
Sure,
Yeah.
totally.
Just like pull up like a couple of ammo crates and stuff for
Yeah,
chairs.
exactly.
Perfect. I was joking a little bit, but also a little bit serious. How does Memo play cards with you all? Because you all have physical cards.
Great
also.
question.
Laren could like just draw her cards for her and put them like face down. And would she have the ability to like either just like look under the table at
no,
them?
here's what I think it is. I think you have to hold both, but when you look at her cards, you have to put your other hand over your biological eye.
That's really good.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just look at Belladonna. It's like that's a thing they do.
So are they like married or?
It's super unclear. I don't think so, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah, okay.
They're chill.
Zara, you've got some weird friends.
Oh, trust me. You don't even know the half of it.
I think Azara should give me a 2d6 and I can color what this scene looks like. Because that's your number of beliefs. And by the way, can I please get you to read out your Laren Hetsford beliefs?
I sure can. My beliefs about Laren Hetsford is I have to keep an eye on him. I know his secret.
Uh-huh.
And then I also have Laren does things unilaterally, but the consequences affect us all. I'll protect him despite my best judgment.
Phenomenal. Give me a 2d6. Let's see what how relaxing this card game is for Azara.
I just want to lay it out here that there is a small but funny chance that I overindulge here because I have 6 stress exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If I roll a crit.
That's a 5.
Okay.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Get down to 1 stress. I think we have the reason now why the next day you will tell Belladonna not to take everybody's money. And it is because tonight Belladonna takes everybody's money.
Yeah, she smokes us.
But you have a great time. Belladonna is not a bad winner. She shares the joy of winning liberally and like tosses coins at you to like go buy her a beer, etc., etc. Is there any other like little snapshots? I don't want to necessarily do a whole scene here, but any little snapshots of this game?
I think I asked this of Laren because it seemed that he was being a little morose, let's call it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like how does this feel for him? Obviously this is my cut loose, but like how does this feel for Laren?
I think Laren is not relaxing at all. Because Laren's a very obvious ulterior motive, is to drag Mem in and trying to like strengthen the bonds between her and the rest of the crew. And in this case, Azara, by just getting them acclimated.
Sure.
And so I feel like he's very much in a, yes, this is a social encounter that I can win. And with a goal that I must accomplish.
Oh my God.
I think that is both possible to achieve and normal to want.
Yes, exactly.
So Azara has a good time here. Do we think that despite Laren's awkwardness that like he ends up enjoying Mem's company?
I think that's what it is. I was going to ask, like, does Mem like crack jokes? Like, as we sort of get into it, like, I wonder if there's like, if we're like 6 rounds into the poker and then Mem starts like using an inside joke that we said in the first round. And it's like, oh, like Mem's loosening up a little bit in the way that Laren is like tightening up. Mem was kind of loosening up a little bit.
Good. That's really good.
It's like, damn. All right.
Yeah, that's great. Let's see. We still need. Actually, we still need a Laren scene for this downtime round.
We do.
You got something?
I think Laren is probably going to start a long-term project.
That makes a lot of sense to me. What's a long-term project?
The long-term project is get Memo citizenship.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
What's step 1 of that look like? Do you go talk with Antonia? Do you, like, talk with Red? Do you just, like, start filling out paperwork?
I think Laren trusts Antonia a lot more than Red at this point. Given their past encounters, and
can't imagine
would
why.
Probably go to her.
Sure. So this is probably day of. So like you probably would have done this the night before Tempestia got here, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, get this sorted before Tempestia shows up. In that case, I think she's in her office working late, right?
Yeah.
If you knock or
yes.
Okay, so then she calls you.
I mean,
in.
I do think it would be incredibly hilarious for it to be like the ka-chunk, 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 silence for like 3 seconds, and then the polite knock.
Yeah. And Antonia says, Laren, Captain, please come in. On her desk, you can see she has Goliath schematics that she's like poring over in order to like give you the debriefing that you will get the next time that we play.
I feel like Laren just starts with, I hope I'm not interrupting. Sees what she's working on, immediately gets sidetracked and goes over and starts helping her for like 5 minutes until he's like, wait a minute, I'm actually here to like do something.
Oh, yeah, of course, I'm sorry. She like pinches the bridge of her nose, grabs a swig of coffee from a coffee mug. That's that OVA. What was that OVA? It was Labyrinth Rose Secret Memories Re/Versed from Mission 1. She has a mug of that OVA.
Oh, yeah. This is the one that Laren and Dorian watched, right?
Exactly. It's the one that is a retelling of a Zero Accountability mission.
It's the one we murdered the guy to.
True. Red, what's your old Avi?
My old one?
Yeah. From like Zero Accountability era.
I think he's always had the cuckoo in some way. Yeah. Like, it's probably been rebuilt over the years, but yeah, I think he's always piloted the cuckoo.
Okay, so then it's one of those coffee mugs that's shaped like a face, and it's shaped like the cuckoo's head.
Oh, good.
But she takes a sip from it, and it is old and cold, and she immediately makes a face and then swallows, but is not happy about it. And then says, sorry, Laren, I've just been in this for a while. How can I help?
Nope. Entirely understand. I get that too. Anyway, I need help getting someone's citizenship.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Happy to. She like opens a drawer on her desk and like pulls out a like screen pad thing. She like flips through it a few times and like already has the form up and is like, okay, who is it?
Ma'am, could you come here for a second?
Your eye brightens up and the holographic projection of Mem shows up. She gives a little salute. Antonia says, Oh, of course. I should have realized.
Do we feel like the DFS is the sort of government that would require like a sponsor to get citizenship?
In this case, for a proxy, so most proxies are not sapient, right?
Sure.
That's a fact of like the default Beam Saber setting. And Mem was never supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
This is an unusual case. And I think Antonia like says we don't need to like dive into this, right? But like Antonia goes through this with you of like, okay, so for proxies, there are cases, there's precedent of proxies who become sapient and then are able to get citizenship. This requires basically like a proof of sapience form that they have to fill out, and that requires a sponsor. You basically need citizens who are willing to vouch that like, yes, this thing's really sapient.
Then I think that's what this scene is largely about.
Sure.
Is Laren asking for Antonia to be one of those sponsors. Obviously, he will as well.
Sure.
But
sounds to me like a consort then.
Yeah, that works for me.
I mean, I don't think it's a command, for sure.
Oh, no. I will absolutely push myself.
Okay, good. This could have been your 6. Anyway, let's go ahead and roll that then. So give me a 2d6. Okay, so it's a 4. So you are halfway through. So this is what I think this is. Okay, so Antonia like walks you through this. I'm more than happy to be a sponsor. Mem is an important part of the team, and I want to see that she is protected as anyone else on the team. Unfortunately, things get a little bit complicated here. We're going to submit this form, but what this form is it is an application to apply for citizenship. This still needs to be reviewed. Now, I don't have the capacity to expedite that review. There are other people with that capacity who will be visiting shortly, she says.
This is prior? No, Red's already here.
Oh, I think this is the night before. I think
this is the night before Red gets here. Okay.
Because Red and Tempestia arrive on the same day.
Right, okay. I mixed that up. I thought Red got here way earlier. Okay. All right, yeah. Okay, I see the plan.
Glad to hear it. Best of luck.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, that, is that, what is that hyperconductor doing there on that arm? As he, like, gets distracted by the plans again.
Yeah, I was wondering about that as well. And we, like, fade to black as these two nerd out about this robot. Okay, with that, we've done another round, and I think it is time for someone else to talk with Red.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, Mark, so Topo just, like, volunteers to go next? So we get, like, Azara coming down on the elevator?
Feeling a little bit better.
Yeah. You ride back up. What's the scene like as you get into it?
I do have sore limbs, but I think my healing is less getting robot parts and more maybe accidentally kicking off whatever is going on with my body.
Yeah.
It's possible my limbs are not exactly the same as they were before. They may have grown back a little bit long, a little bit, especially with split second working on me. Like, like, oh yeah, this is just what they look like.
Yeah, I think you have like that, like
I made that better.
That raw flesh after a heal. Well, that's the thing. Split second didn't. Split second is like,
oh, I did not realize you had a self-heal function. You should have told me. Always inform your doctor of your self-heal function.
I did not know this. This is all... There's a lot of things going on with me.
Okay, well, I'm your doctor, and I'm informing you.
Ask your doctor if split second is right for you.
No, never ask your doctor that. I'm always right for you.
So I think I'm also kind of like as I'm walking up, kind of like stretching and getting used to everything still, and kind of plop down and say, so what's this about?
I'm just trying to get a temperature check from everyone. You doing all right? I understand it was a bit harrowing.
I mean, a mech fell on me. Navi fell on me. So I'm better than I could be.
I suppose so. Is that the first time a mech has fallen on you?
Hopefully the last time.
I see. Well, certainly opening up your file, just one of many harrowing things that it seems like has happened to you over the long haul. I understand that you've got something of a history with this Dr. Coppice that's inside Goliath out there. Is that right?
Yeah, and Topo's face just goes like completely cold. Yeah, we have a history. He's the one that did something to me.
To more than just you, is my understanding.
Well, I'm the one that I'm worried about right now.
That's fair.
So we gonna kill him?
That's the plan.
Great. Sign me up.
He just sort of studies your face for a second.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
This sort of gestures to the room and to the facility down below. This is all in pursuit of revenge, is that right?
No, this is a job. Revenge is just icing.
Good line.
So, when this job is over, it's just on to another job in that case.
I mean, hopefully keeping on with this crew, but if something else comes up, or if this crew falls apart, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I can't help but wonder that someone whose life has been so completely upended by this Dr. Coppice, that the steps you've taken and the things that you've done and your role here on the team, it's not simply maybe all a little bit more personally motivated than perhaps you're eager to admit.
I mean, you make it sound like there was something to upend. I've been struggling my entire life from day one, just trying to drag myself out of whatever hole I found myself in. This... I am hesitant to call this another hole, but there's still some clawing to do.
That's fair. I guess if I had one question for you, Topo Toxatai, it's when you get up tomorrow, when there's a briefing and there's a mission and there's a job to do, what is it that keeps you going?
What is it that keeps anybody going? I just want to keep living. I just want to make my life better. I just want what everyone else wants. And this is the only way I know how to do it.
I lied. I have one more question for you.
I knew it. You have so many questions.
This is the last one, I promise. He leans forward and sort of folds his hands together and says, "What's your exit strategy? Or are you just going to keep fighting until you fall over? Or until a mech falls over on you?"
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the mech, but...
You would think, statistically. But no, really. What's the long game for you?
I try not to think that far ahead. I've got a couple tasks on my to-do list that I'm working towards. When those are done, it's going to be day by day until I find something worthwhile, I guess. A lot of people fight for a lot of different reasons. And talk to anyone, I'm sure you are talking to everyone. Everyone's got their motivations for doing what they want. Whether it's personal, I mean, it's always personal. But some people say it's for a larger cause. But I haven't found that yet. Everything's been too up close to me I can only see so far ahead and hope that I can make it to the next day.
I get that.
Ironic a little bit, given my preferred mode of violence delivery, but maybe I'm compensating for something. I don't know.
Well, a word of advice from an old man. Take the time to look around while you still got the time. Thanks for talking with me.
Who's up next?
I have two things, and I think we can decide which one we want to...
Yeah, talk me through it.
So one is I would like to confront Sebriel.
Of course.
I was just walking my dog during our break, and I had the idea of, could I have a long-term project that was like, forgive Sebriel?
Oh my god.
Or like, understand... and I don't think that's a long-term project. I don't think that's fair. Maybe a better long-term project would be like to get a sense of what actually happened during the annexation of my planet.
Yeah, totally.
So that's one idea. The other idea I have that's maybe a bit more pressing for our squad is to try to convince Belladonna to become a cohort for us.
Sure. I think both of these are great.
Laren would have a vested interest in assisting with the second one.
True.
We could do this just folding in directly into that scene that we already had with the four of you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's do that. And then I can do the Sebriel thing by spending personnel, which feels appropriate because it's very selfish.
Perfect. Okay, in that case, I think this is a long-term project. I think this is a fairly big thing because I am going to give you a cohort for this, right? And that'll be a cohort you can use on the last mission. I think the cohort is... I think it's going to be both of them, so I'm going to put this as an 8-step project under the redacted projects.
Cool.
Oh, hell yeah. They're going to be like, you know how like every RPG or whatever has that one character that's actually like the two characters attached at the hip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think this is probably just a consort from Azara.
I do think that's correct.
But
now,
Laren is assisting, which means you just get an automated +1. Laren doesn't need to spend any dice because this is just a downtime activity.
You don't have to use stress to assist for
Correct.
Downtime, right?
Not on downtime. Okay. But the exchanges is just one benefit as opposed to like all the beliefs benefits.
Gotcha.
Right. Can I push myself, or is that...
I'll never say no to letting you push yourself.
I mean, look, I'll take 2 stress to do that. This feels important.
Phenomenal. I mean, do you want to hear a devil's bargain?
Yeah, I certainly do.
I believe it's a collateral die.
You're right. It is a collateral die. And they're obvious, not mechs, while we're correcting each other.
No!
Anyway, let's see here. For you specifically, let's see. So this is happening the night before, right?
Yeah. I think this is like a continuation of that scene. Maybe we've all had a couple of drinks.
Yeah, of course.
Meb has now fully opened up and is like cracking jokes with us.
Yeah.
Laren has buttoned up even more.
This also explains why Laren is so buttoned up, because now he has 2 ulterior motives, with ulterior motive 2
Yeah,
being
exactly.
get Belladonna on side.
Yeah.
Whereas Azara is just like, I mean, ulterior motive. What is we're just asking a favor.
Yeah. I think that the collateral die in this case is going to be you gain a die here.
Uh-huh.
But you're going to, when you roll the die for the scene with Sebriel, that's not going to be a fortune roll. That's going to be an action roll with risk.
Ooh, juicy. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I love that.
Okay, take 1 extra die. In that case, I think you're doing 4 dice?
4 dice.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Welcome to Pizza, where our downtimes are even more intense than than the actual mission.
Yeah.
You almost died on the
way to
last
do
one.
it.
Let's hold that back for a second.
That's a 6.
Hey, there it is.
Nice.
Damn.
6 is good. So with a 6, you have 3 out of the 8 ticks. Can you give me a little bit of like what's the sell to Belladonna here?
If I'm remembering correctly, part of what happened in the last mission was Belladonna kind of like feeling very guilty about the fact that she was like responsible for designing a lot of Goliath, right? Am I remembering that?
Yeah, let me remind you. So what happened was Belladonna was basically the project manager for the creation, not the design. The design came to them for one of 2 of the arm cannons for Goliath.
Right.
So the thing here was this was like a massively distributed project. Nobody had full notions of what they were building, right?
Right.
Everybody was building this in pieces, and then it was put together basically on site. And so Belladonna didn't know that she was helping to build Goliath. Neither did the bank. And like, while she put on a big front, like, I'm a big, tough CalazCon person, she was, as you said, feeling really guilty of the fact that, like, she helped make a super weapon which is going to kill a lot of people. Like, she thought she was making a cosplay prop.
Right, exactly. So I think the pitch is basically like, look, if you genuinely feel guilty about this, which I'm not ascribing that to you, but I'm saying if I was in your position, I would feel guilty about this. You can't change what happened in the past. Azara putting on the super irony hat here for a second. You can't change what happened in the past, but all you can do is to try to figure out what you can do now, and helping us go after Coppice and take down Goliath, I think is one of the ways that you can actively do something rather than just passively feel bad about it.
How does Laren help? What's that look like on this pitch?
Ooh. I think maybe Laren plays bad cop.
Oh, sure.
That's good.
And you mentioned the part where she thought she was making, just like a prop, basically.
Yeah.
I think he has a real, like a moment where, like, record scratch moment where he looks up from the cards, raises a brow, just goes, "You thought a fully operational giant arm cannon was going to be a prop." That's just his tenor through the whole conversation, where he's like needling the guilt very flatly.
So I think that in this moment, Belladonna like deflects everything with a joke, right?
Yeah.
Is like, yeah, I mean, the CalazCon people get kind of intense with their cosplay. And to you, Azara, she's like, yeah, I'll think about it, right? But by the end of the night, you, Azara, who knows her well, can read her face well. You can see that, like, this is going through her head, right? This is playing through her head. This is 3 out of, 1/8 of the way to convincing her.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited and sound balanced by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at CVBlight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find them on all social media at Devin Decibel. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.